Let's get back to what we were talking about earlier, though, connected mobility. And it is my pleasure to introduce another hometown hero. We've had a really strong showing from the city of Karlsruhe today. Karlsruhe is an area that has a lot going on in the field of e-mobility, connected mobility. And I'm going to bring up now someone who works for the local energy utility, and he has the unique distinction of having the longest presentation title that I have seen at this entire event. So please forgive me for reading this off the page. Please welcome, here to talk about convergences in the energy business through digitalization using examples of e-mobility, Lars Besch of Energie Baden-Württemberg. Lars, welcome.
Hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Lars, as you heard. Yes, please excuse this bulky expression. I prefer the short version, digital conversation of e-mobility. I'm Lars. I'm responsible for the e-mobility program of EnBW. Yes, we are located here with our headquarters in Karlsruhe, as we call it, the Badische Silicon Valley sometimes. And I like to talk to you about something really exciting happening right now, because this is what we're working at. And on the next slide, you see something that leads into it. We are, as the EnBW, quite good in progress in expanding our business of doing wind power and solar energy and things like that. And our biggest wind park, which is called Baltic 1, has about 48 megawatts. But this, compared to the energy demand or the load demand, load power demand of a Porsche Mission E, which is announced to have in the end of the century, end of this decade, about 300 kilowatt. This means you can only feed 160 Porsche with this 48 megawatt wind park. So this leads to, or roughly the double amount of Tesla Model X. So this leads to necessity. We need to have load management, load optimization, and this is about digital convergency in a bigger scale. But as you will see, the core of it is on a smaller scale in the housing of our customers. We need to have predictive analysis. We need to have to bring together usage and consumption of energy and production of energy, and to optimize the load and capacity. And this is what we talk about when we talk about convergency between home and business. So on this slide you see parts of this, or modules of this convergency. Of course, the electric vehicle, but also the photovoltaic of the system of the customer. Maybe also he has a stationary battery in his cellar. He has different devices that use energy. He has an energy management system, best of all from us. When I talk about he or she, I mean the customer, and the customer is the center of our universe, I would say, and you can believe that, because all we do right now is based on what we call it a customer story, which you, after my speech, will also see in a short movie as a summarize. And all this is linked to something we call virtual power plant. So maybe this is not new for you, but this is what we see as the core of the convergency between car and house, based on a digital convergency. So the car can replace and be an addition to a home battery. It will be part of the energy optimization, the digital energy optimization, and this is something that you can understand quite easy. I would say it's a physical convergency based on digital or using digitalization. But furthermore, we will extend this to a virtual convergency. And what I mean with this is, it used to be better in PowerPoint at home. I have to say, the whole picture. this is normally there would be some line which is showing some sort of road, and we are talking about a customer journey. We are talking about a customer journey, and we as the EnBW want to be the, you can say, the tour guide for the customer on his daily customer journey, starting at home with the car being charged overnight, predictively charged overnight, so the home energy system knows when the customer needs his car again, will be predictively charged at home. Maybe he gets on a business trip or even just drives to work and can charge at work, but on his tour, alongside his road, he can use location-based services that will be provided by us, linked to our charging infrastructure, maybe with iBeacons and a digital platform, or this interaction platform that provides the services. And coming home again, maybe he has some residual capacity in the battery of his car, and quite sure he will have. And maybe it's optimized. The optimum situation then is to use it to watch TV and recharge overnight. So it's all about a complete customer journey based on a digital interaction platform that drives it easy to use. And this is our way to get out of, let's say, the boring energy business of generating energy, distributing energy, selling energy, also consuming energy on our own, and going to an emotionalization of energy, because along this roadside, maybe the customer can also use his own energy. So our idea is of virtualization goes even further, that the customer can take his own, let's say, photovoltaic produced energy, using it on the road when he charges on a trip to the next city. Yeah, so it's about charging experience everywhere at any time. So this is what for us is the core. We want to come towards a more emotional relationship to the customer, because things you love, you it will be easier for you to spend money for something that drives you emotionally, and not just doing it because you have to do it. So we want to really take the customer in the middle of our understanding. We want to provide him an outstanding experience, which is based on digital interaction. So this is the slogan for us. It's simple, you understand it, it works, and you will love it. And where do we stand now? What are we standing for? This is what we currently do. You can say where our experience is currently based on. We are already in the infrastructure business for electric mobility. We are already providing customers with mobility services, like Car2Go is our biggest customer, you can say B2B customer. We manage the charging for them, which in Car2Go, as you know, in Stuttgart is the biggest singular electric fleet in Germany, minimum in Germany. We also have launched successfully Smite, as you can see also here. We have a lot of charging stations. We have a lot of experience with charging stations, because we have this close link also and usage, everyday usage and learning curve with Car2Go using our infrastructure. We say that we also have the greatest coverage for our customers, because we have links to different networks with roaming partners, contracts either directly with OEMs, but also over the Hubcheck platform, roaming partners, and also direct links, interfaces maybe to, for example, to SmartLab, also to singular Stadtwerke, as you know. So we have a quite huge experience all over the place, expert knowledge and a large customer base, currently quite regional here in Baden-Württemberg, where we are, let's say, the biggest player. But this is not where we want to stay. We want to expand. We want to extend our business in whole Germany. We also have excellent contacts as a platform to do this, to extend our business to any kind of market actors, but also difficult word, local authorities and ministries. We are not in any way exclusively linked to any technology provider, so we are quite independent in that field, can change and also adopt different technologies. Yes, and as I already mentioned, we have, the biggest roaming network currently in Germany towards other energy providers and other infrastructure providers, mobility providers, but also any sort of OEMs. And as I see, I've been too fast, like my predecessors before. This is also my final slide, but now I would like to show you as a summary of all this, our really brand new customer story movie. First time, this time shown in English also. Enjoy it, and afterwards, of course, you're invited maybe to ask me questions now, as we have some time left, but also afterwards on our EnBW stand next door. I will stay there the next hour at least for further discussions. Thank you.
How often have we thought about it? Our own energy, electricity and heat, free and newly generated from nature, freedom gained from out of the blue. Wouldn't that be great? Energy is packed full of opportunities, especially now as the digital revolution gains momentum, and we want to utilize these opportunities. On the roof, in the cellar, in the garage, on the go, at work, on holiday, perfectly networked with one another, with the family, our neighbours, the district, the entire city, and all those that think the same as we do, so that energy can really be used in an optimal way. What would happen if we combined our self-generated energy? If we gave and took it whenever we actually needed it, or didn't? Then we would be independent, all together, yet everyone for themselves. Almost anything would be possible. We could then charge our electric cars at home with self-generated energy, support our daughter in her studies by keeping her electricity bill down due to our own energy. Then also tenants could participate in a solar system and be part of the energy sharing community without having their own house. It's time to ensure that we are well prepared when it comes to the subject of energy. For e-mobility, energy sharing, the Internet of Things, and everything else the future may bring. Yet this requires the right partner, one who's reliable, attentive, and experienced, and with enough foresight to keep all of the developments in mind. One who can easily handle everything for us now, but will also still be there for us in 10 or 20 years. One who has a holistic approach, thus keeping all options open in the future. The funny thing is, it is the same one who has been supplying us with electricity up to now. Energy thought further. NBV.
It's a rosy future there in that video. I want to open the floor to questions now. If you have something you'd like to ask our energy expert, Lars Welch, come a little more toward the middle. You're still here. This is your chance. We will get you a microphone and you can ask him. Think of this like a Reddit AMA. Ask him anything. He is an expert on energy and e-mobility. Be bold. We have time, Lars and I.
Maybe I can also add something that I've forgotten,
and then we'll give this gentleman the microphone.
Yes, of course. Because it hadn't been on the slide. It's that new that it hadn't been on the slide. We just yesterday launched a press release. No, day before yesterday, that we've signed a contract with the Autobahn Tank and Rast GmbH that we will provide the let's say most of the motorway stations here in Baden-Württemberg with fast charging fast chargers until the end of this year. This will sum up to 68 fast chargers, and another 5 will be located in the Stuttgart urban area. So this is something that will show you we are already in progress of expanding our business, our e-mobility business, and this also is part of, or let's say it's a material part for our digital platform afterwards.
Okay,
No.
gentleman in the red shirt.
I'm quite happy you have as a customer as a sender, and I'm one of your other customers since 5 years. I drive an EV, and what I would really like is a charging station with a cable at it, because it's really bad to open your trunk to get out. When will I get this?
Okay, let's start with the reason why it's not that as it is. We're coming from a situation where there wasn't a standardization on the car side and only on the charging station side. So if we had a fixed cable with the Type 2 plug, as would have to be on it, it wouldn't fit to all the existing cars. So this was the reason why we have decided not to do it so far. But in the future, also for higher charging powers, higher than 22 kilowatts, it is mandatory anyway. So if we let's say for our DC chargers, it's mandatory anyway, and also there will also be an AC charger additionally with 43 kilowatts, and this will be with the cable and the plug. Another question?
Yes.
Over there.
What's actually your market expectation in the next couple of years? I mean, if you're starting investing in those charging stations, you need to have customers as well, isn't it?
Yes, we are still in the, let's say, dilemma of having not enough cars currently. But there are enough signs, not only here in German politics, but also in international politics in Europe, that there will be really a disruptive growth for e-mobility. For example, Scandinavia, also even Austria, telling that as of 2025, they don't even want to allow combustion engines. So we are really seeing a fast grow up until the end of this century. To be honest, I don't see the million, but we are quite close to, or let's say, all our calculations we do, all our business case are based on, let's say, some medium scenario, quite close to the NPE. So not 1 million, but maybe some 100,000 less.
I think there's time for one last question. You in the gray sweater? You can wait for the mic or just stand up and shout. Your call. All right.
Perfect. I got a question on the charging infrastructure in Germany.
Yeah.
And who do you think is the biggest driver for this? Are the car manufacturers working together to build up an infrastructure, or it's everybody doing his own service in 2 or 3 years? Or
So the biggest driver is actually money. So this means we see a really great step forward in combination with the amount of money that will be thrown on the market by funding of German government by the end of this year, and starting the end of this year and maybe next year, these famous 300 million euros that will be funded, and this will lead to 300 types 2 plus X, you can say 600, 700, 800 million invests. From who? I don't know. Maybe it will also be like in the past, classical infrastructure providers like energy utilities, like us, like smaller Stadtwerke, local authorities. Word again. This is who invests, but something is quite sure. This will all be linked. There won't be any more, or maybe only little insular solutions, islands like some small community does a charging station only to have it in front of the Rathaus. Yes.
City Hall.
City Hall. You won't see this in the future. Everything will be part of the bigger network, charging network, and everything will be digitalized, and everything will be, able to roam, but also able to do direct payment, ad hoc payment things.
So the future's looking pretty bright there for Energie Baden-Württemberg.
Yes.
Let's give a big round of applause to our local energy guru, Lars Welsch. Thank you very much.